I should have just recorded from here. It's not too dark from right here. What's up, guys? It's Elliot back again, and today I just have a short little video that I kind of wanted to do. I wanted to do it last year, but just couldn't really do it. I hadn't watched that many of the movies. But today I'm going to be giving you guys my 2020 Oscar predictions. The nominations came out yesterday. I was going to do the video yesterday, but I just was a little bit too busy. So I'm shooting it the day after the nominations. I'm just going to read them here on my phone and give you guys my opinion. So without further ado, let's get started. And yes, we are outside again today. It's not too windy, and I just like being outside, so let's get started. Alright, let's start off first with performance by an actor in a leading role nominees. The nominees are Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, and Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes. For me personally, the movie that I saw this year that had the best acting was Marriage Story with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, who I just mentioned here. And I'm going to go with Adam Driver on this one because Joaquin Phoenix might get it, but I think Adam Driver had the best performance this year. Alright, next category. Performance by an actor in a supporting role. Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, Al Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Whenever I first watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt was my standout, one of the best characters I saw this year, in him playing Cliff Booth. So that's what I'm going to go with, Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Next category is performance by an actress in a leading role. We have Cynthia Erivo in Harriet, Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan in Little Woman, Charlize Theron in Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger in Judy. For me, like Adam Driver, I'm going to go Scarlett Johansson. I think her performance in this is really Oscar worthy. Next up is performance by an actress in a supporting role. We have Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell, Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh in Little Woman, and Margot Robbie in Bombshell. I'm going to go with Laura Dern in Marriage Story. She also plays a great character in Marriage Story. Probably one of her best performances I've seen from her. So Laura Dern in Marriage Story is my pick. I'm going to skip Best Animated Feature Film because I did not see any of these movies. If you guys think I should watch one of them, let me know. Next category is Achievement in Cinematography. The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For me, I'm going to go with The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse is beautifully shot. Every shot says so much and has so much in it that I don't think there's a way it couldn't win. Well, in my eyes, it shouldn't. It should win. The Lighthouse should win Best Cinematography. Achievement in Costume Design, nominees are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm going to go with Little Woman. I think all the dresses and outfits for all the men are very appropriate in that movie, so I'm going with Little Women for costume design. Achievement in Directing, ooh, this is going to be a tough one. The Irishman, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. It's tough between two movies for me. The Irishman and Parasite, and 1917 could be up there, but mostly The Irishman and Parasite. But I'm probably going to go with Parasite. All these actors are not very known, at least not in the US. I don't know about in Korea or anything like that, but they did an outstanding job, and I think that was all due to the directing from Bong Joon-ho. Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, achievement in directing. I have not seen any documentaries this 2019 or in 2019, so I'm going to skip the best documentary categories. Achievement in film editing. Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. It's a tough pick for me between Ford vs. Ferrari and Parasite. Both of these films Did a really great job in editing. Parasite has a lot of good montages that I think you can learn a lot from. But I'm probably going to go with Ford vs. Ferrari. The editing in that movie is really good. Best international feature film. I haven't seen any of these besides Parasite, but I'm still going to go Parasite. Parasite is one of my favorite movies of the decade. Achievement in makeup and hairstyling. Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, and 1917. The only two movies I've seen on here are Joker and 1917, and I'm probably going to go Joker because I didn't think there was anything really spectacular in 1917, so I'm going to go with the Joker. Next category is Achievement in Music Written for Motion Pictures. The original score nominees is between Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. This one is an easy pick for me. It's going to be Little Woman. I love the score in that movie so good. I was actually listening to a couple of tracks from the soundtrack today. So Little Woman is going to be my pick for the original score. I haven't listened to any of the music written for motion pictures, the original songs, so I'm not going to pick any of those. Ooh, next up, Best Picture. We have Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. This one is kind of tough for me. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my favorite movie of the year, but I feel like the best movie of the year is either The Irishman, Marriage Story, or Parasite. And I'm probably going to go Parasite because that film is so original in so many ways, and I loved it so much. So Parasite is my pick for Best Picture. Next up is Achievement in Production Design. It's getting kind of dark, so bear with me. I'll probably fix it up, brighten it up. It is The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. This one's an easy pick for me. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the sets are amazing. What Tarantino did to make LA look like the late 1960s was fantastic. I haven't seen any of these short films on the list, I haven't seen any of these. So next is Achievement in Sound Editing. Ford vs. Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to go with Ford vs. Ferrari. I think the sound editing that is really good. The editing overall in Ford vs. Ferrari is really great. Next up, sound mixing, Ad Astra, Ford vs. Ferrari, Joker, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm probably going to go with 1917 just because a lot of the war scenes had a lot of different sounds in there that were always very distinct in their own ways, so I think 1917 did a great job at that. Achievement in visual effects are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to go The Irishman because of what they did with the characters' faces was very brave of them and very it's a new thing. Like, they brought something new to the table with it, which stands out to me. So, The Irishman for visual effects. The adapted screenplay nominees are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, and The Two Popes. Easy pick for me, The Irishman. I think that movie is really well written. Every scene, the pacing, everything about the story is really great. So, The Irishman for adapted screenplay. Original screenplay nominees are Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. It's kind of close for me for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Parasite, but I'm going to go Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's my favorite script of the year. Just the way, I just love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But yeah, guys, that is it for the Oscar nominations and my picks for not really predictions, just my picks on what I think who should win and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark. I'm going to have to end the video here. See you guys in the next video. I got a banger coming out soon. Banger coming soon. Stay tuned. Peace.